So, hello, Robin. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Stella. Great to always connect with you.
Robin, I really wanted us to take a few minutes. You know how much we collaborate together. You're helping me in my business in many aspects, actually. It's been how many? I think more than a year actually that we're actually working together, and I often talk about the way that you help me with the people I interact with, whether it's people who are starting out their businesses, they're wanting to grow it, or people who already have a very successful business, but they still want to optimize it in a certain way. Or even just, people who are even employees who want at a certain time to make a shift in their career, but they want to make sure that they make the right move. And I often talk about you because of the way you have helped me. Perhaps can you tell and share in a few words the way you help people? I know you have international clients. How do you help them in a few words?
So, at a core level, Stella, what I'm most passionate about is enabling people to access and express their potential, their human potential, their business potential, their relationship potential, and actually bring that potential into reality. In other words, into their everyday living. And as such, they have fulfilled lives, they have meaningful lives, and as I like to say, they live the lives that they love to live, and they're creating those lives. And I think that's really the key, is we're empowering people to make decisions, to implement strategies, to take action that ends up them actually creating the lives that they love to live. And you say, what are the different ways, or how does it look? Well, that starts by seeing and discovering who you are, where you are, and where you want to go, so that we know what to put in place to get there. And those are three distinct categories that we're going to actually unpack. But the first one, which I think you and I have spent a lot of time on, is really discovering who the core of Stella is and bringing that to the surface, so that you actually feel that, wow, this is who I am. And then we align your business decisions, your business strategies, all of those things with who you are in such a way that actually it makes sense, and you feel like you're actually creating that life that you love to live, whether it is in business or whether it is travel or all those different things. And I think that's the fundamental component that I'm most passionate about, and I'm actually really good at.
I must admit, you are good at it. And when we met, I was already very successful. I'd done a lot of things in my life. People who know me, woo. Even me, sometimes I'm like, what did I do with my life? But when I met you, what you truly did is, I think the way I see it is that you made me focus on the things that I am very, very good at. And actually, when I met you, I didn't know that these things were very specific to me. That's really what I loved about the way you worked. You weren't just, directing me in all these directions. Of course, I did a lot of things, but what was my core, you know, thing? And you showed it to me. And I remember when I discovered it, I was like, wow, are you sure? I thought everybody has this. I mean, it sounds so obvious. And until we really got into all the details, the strategizing, how to monetize, how do I optimize the way I bring value to my clients, how do I cooperate with others, it is phenomenal. It's been 1 year we've been working together, and I've met some of the most powerful people in the world, accessing them from a part of authenticity. Authenticity is so important for me, and you really made me just like be confident in myself, because I thought there was just one way to do it, when I could just do it the way I want to do it, with all the business layers, etc. And I think, can you maybe share with others, because I am Stella, but others are others, and they have their own value to bring to the table. Can you share in a few words, like also with the different clients that you have internationally, what are some of the maybe the biggest mistakes or biggest myths that people have when you meet them and you tell them, you know what, you can actually do things differently?
I think the first mistake that most people make is that they think or believe that there is a right answer. In other words, they have to find the golden strategy that is just going to unlock it for them, and it's all going to fall in place. Now, as part of that may be quite true, the challenge is they think that that same answer is the same for everyone, as if there's one size fits all. Like you've said, you multiple coaches, and a lot of coaches are going to say, you should do this because it works. But does it work for you? And that's the question that we need to be asking, is what works for you, and designing that strategy around there. So, I heard one of the best pieces of advice that someone once gave me, and it was actually a coach who gave me that, said, you should be following the advice of someone who understands what your specific strategy is so they can coach you in that, as opposed to saying, this worked for me, copy what I do because it's going to work for you. No. This is about tailoring this around you, right? And making that work for you. And that's exactly what I said to you. I said, you are a different kind of individual than a lot of the other business owners out there, and your strategy is going to focus on people, relationships, connection, authenticity, which for you doesn't quite seem like the normal business operandi, right? That's not the modus operandi of a lot of business owners who think of it like that. But the moment we got clear on what your strategy was, the rest unfolded really well. And this applies to people who are, like you said, employees and are looking to start their own business, or perhaps they already are business owners and they're looking to take their business to the next level. Or they're actually saying, well, I have a business, my team is surrounding me, but I'm not having good luck with actually finding the right team or finding the right business partners. So all of those things come into play. And then they start reading this book and following this person. And it makes sense, all these different strategies out there. And then they try them, and then sometimes they don't work. And then they start to feel disheartened, disempowered, because what's wrong with me? I'm not getting the results I want, but I'm hardworking, like something's not right. And until they just find that like click, which is what you and I worked on, and then suddenly the world opens up and the possibility is there for them. And that is the passion for me, right? Getting them to understand that and then to unlock that. Because of course, if you can't unlock it, it just stays as potential inside of you. And a lot of people, especially, around the international level, there's a sense of, I know something should be different. I know that I can do more. I know I can have a bigger impact. I know I can be earning more. And then they sit there and they're not quite sure how to do it, because where they've got to in life is just a result of the decisions that they've made in the past and the levels of where their kind of mindset is and their competency levels. But if we can unlock that, then a whole new world of opportunity opens up, which is part of what I was working with you on, which is, let's actually just take apart some of those limiting beliefs, or those beliefs that say business could be like this. And of course, when that happened, we saw the grin in your face and just that huge opening come up, right, of actually what becomes possible. And that is incredibly exciting. And of course, whatever your business, wherever you are in the world, and I've proven that, right? Been working with business owners and teams, like over 430 different business owners and teams from around the world, different continents, whether it's North America, South America, Europe, Australia, the Middle East. All of those people have businesses and have similar kind of challenges. And the challenge is their mindset, their belief that they're human. And when we unlock that, we discover a whole new possibility.
I agree. I'm laughing because as you're talking, I remember, I mean, we're totally different, you and I.
Yes.
Completely. I mean, really. And I was really fascinated by your ability, despite the fact that we're completely opposite, you really took the time to show me the exact strategies which are in accordance to who I am, to my way of being. And that was so important for me. I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, if Robin needs to show me the Robin Booth way, that's not going to work with me.
Yep.
But you truly were in my shoes. And the way I see it is, I mean, I've done so many things in my life so far. And the way I see it is like, I was on the land of so many great things, but I didn't know exactly the coordinates of where my gold was. And what you did is give me the precise, the precise numbers of where I needed to dig. And therefore I could just, hire the team and the right people and tell them, this is where the gold is. And I had no idea of where I was going to find. You knew, but I didn't know. Like, no, it's not possible. But I did find the gold. So thank you very much, Robin. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. I know you work with business owners, with people who are employees, investors, starting, growing businesses. Is there anyone we may have forgotten with who you work with? Who else could benefit of what you're bringing, the value you're bringing to the table?
Well, everyone has their potential inside of them, and everyone has a desire to create something special in their lives, whether it is their self-development, increase their relationship with their family and spouse, whether it is creating new businesses or taking the business to the next level. We all have some component of that, and all the work that I do taps into that dynamic. Where, if you said like, what one person couldn't I work with? That is someone who says, it can't happen, it's not possible, I give up. Because that really unlock that. We need them just to take the first step to say, hang on, maybe there is a possibility here. Because the moment that mind shift happens, the rest really unfolds. And perhaps this actually is best described as one of my previous careers, which actually a lot of people find very surprising, was being a preschool teacher. So I qualified as one of the first male preschool teachers in South Africa, many, many years back in the 1990s. And if you think about it, I had to develop the skills of being able to interact and communicate with these young children, sometimes as young as 3, and withdraw, in other words, bring out of them part of who they are in such a way that they can really feel like they can go into the world and do things. Now, for a young year-old to go into the world and do things is to go to the sandpit, to take up a piece of paper and draw something, or to engage in communication with someone else. But my job was to unlock that and to support them in that, often outside of the normal communication patterns. So I had to develop incredibly astute and in-depth skills in being able to understand people in what they're not saying to me. And that tells me a whole lot of things, which therefore actually enables me to support you in getting to where you want to go, even if you haven't told me clearly. And that, I think, is really exciting, because that means that you don't have to be the specialist of you. You just need to be sitting in front of me or engaging with me online in such a way that I can hear you, listen to you, talk with you, and out of that, we start unpacking and unlocking that potential. And when that falls into the place, your energy starts changing, your drive, your motivation, your clarity of thinking becomes clearer, because the thing that I'm doing most is I'm supporting you in taking the complicated and making it simple, so that your decisions flow from that space of, I know where I'm going, I know what my steps are, I know what I need to do, and then to make it happen. And parallel to that is the relationships that we're creating with clients, with our business partners, and all those different dynamics. And that actually is where this work becomes really, really important, because the moment we get into connection with someone else, whether, as I said, we're selling, or if it's a client, or if it's a possible business partner, we need to know what are the pitfalls to avoid. We need to know how to better accelerate the profitability of that relationship, and actually make that process work, especially in business and in companies. And that, again, is so important, because part of who you are and your success is your ability to connect and relate and work with other people. So I actually find a lot of my work comes with teams in them to know each other at a level, not which is high, my passion is this, and I like doing this in the weekends. No, we're talking at a fundamental level, like really shifting the culture of your organization. And when that happens again, your level of productivity, efficiency, and profits just radically changes. And that, of course, is the results, and results don't lie.
As you were talking, I was like, when you were working with me, I didn't know everything you had in mind, all that strategy, the way you work. But what I do know is that it worked for me. So thank you very much, Robin. I really appreciate what you brought to my life, what you brought to my career, and my business as a whole. Thank you, Robin.
Yep, you're welcome. And what I suggest, Stella, out of this is, those people whose curiosity is opened up, right? We said the moment you're curious, things change. Well, then they can get on a call with me. We can discuss what their possibility is, or what their strategy could look like. And if they're really motivated, well, we can explore how to really take that further, and then also create those results for them the same way you got your results.
Amazing. I'm excited actually for these people. Thank you, Robin.
Thanks, Stella.